Hey everyone, my name is Nolan, and welcome back to another All the Mods 10 episode. In the last episode, I don't remember, we killed the Ender Dragon. That's what happened. And yeah, we are now going to start making our way, or hopefully smashing our way through this mod. If you guys are just tuning into this series, I consider going back and watching the other episodes because there is a lot to do. We got to craft this star. I'm going to say this in like every episode, and it takes a lot of resources. I can actually show you, I figured out how I can show the recipe. There it is. To craft the star. Now, just one of these ingredients, look at all these materials we need for just a single ingredient. 500,000 dirt, I guess you have to multiply that number by 9, so it's like 59,000 diamonds. We need end portals, and we need Nether Star blocks. 729 Nether Star blocks. So multiply that by 9, what is that, like 6,300 Nether Stars? And we need 15 of those blocks. How am I going to get that many Nether Stars? Well, the answer's simple. Hostile neural networks. I've been kind of like picking a single mod to put emphasis on for each episode. And this episode, this is going to be the emphasis. We're going to start killing mobs, getting their information to generate loot, and we can do that with the Wither. Also, in the tech section, I want to start going through this Just Dire stuff. I don't know how much we'll get through in this episode, or if I'll even get to it at all, but basically we can make some really good tools and armor that are actually better than the armor I have now. For example, pickaxes that break instantly and have X-ray, and armor that grants invulnerability, and elytra with also flight, so I don't have to swap between chestplate and elytra. So yeah, in order to automatically get, I also added another reactor just because. In order to get infinite nether stars, we need to kill withers to get wither predictions. So in order to do that, I had to set up a wither skull farm so we can actually spawn the withers. Now here is what I have. You can hear those skeletons dying in the back there. I guess I should actually turn off my magic or magnet so I'm not auto picking up items. Now this isn't working properly. I can actually just kind of show you what it's supposed to do. I also made a tool belt. Come on, let me pick my tools out. So using this mod, mob grinding utils, or mob grinding utilities, I was able to make like this thing that automatically kills mobs, including me, that touch it, and then their loot drops using upgrades, like looting upgrades and sharpness upgrades. And then this thing here, the absorption hopper, picks up items and pushes them into an XP tank or to the storage down here. Now the problem is, I have 2 trash cans that are supposed to trash anything that isn't a wither skeleton skull. And I think that what's actually going on here is this thing is just so fast that it's bypassing the trash cans. Because as you can see, I mean, this thing is filling up with hundreds of bones, but not all those bones are making it in there. But yeah, there are these things called the entity conveyors, which push enemies into a single spot. So we'll expand our farms in the future, but I just kind of wanted to show you when I do make an insane monster. Oh, don't touch that. When I do make an insane monster farm, that's what it's going to look like. But yeah, so now using that, how many skulls do I have? 484. That's a lot. Okay, let's get started with hostile neural networks. So I need to make the deep learner. Now the cool thing about this is I've actually already made all the recipes for this, so we don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. We can just craft them. Oh, there's also this thing I made called the copy paste gadget. Literally, you can copy and paste builds. You right click. Oh. I didn't mean to actually build it. I didn't. Gosh dang it. You have to change the mode. You have to change it to copy mode, where you can right click and then shift right click, and it selects an area that you can copy and paste. Now that would have been nice to know for that over there. So I don't have to manually build each cell. So yeah, there's a lot. When you play this mod pack, there's a lot to find out and learn to make things more efficient. Like when I expand my bee farm. Oh, I did expand my bee farm off camera. I basically now just have infinite ancient bees. I'm going to need those in the future. It's not too important right now, but automating bees is going to be very important in the long run because eventually you can get bees that are more efficient than these farms, which is saying something because these things are efficient. Like I'm getting so much loot. Okay, we made the deep learner. What's next? Modeling mobs. Model frameworks are the starting points and allow you to collect data on a mob. You can right click the mob to gather data on it. So, like I said, we need one for a wither Just wither, not even wither skeleton. So we need a model framework, which I did make the recipe for. And now we can simulate deaths with the simulation chamber, which I also made. Now, because I'm going to have a lot of simulation chambers and loot generators going at the same time, I made another section in my base for hostile neural networks. If you go down here to my B area, and we also have my extractors extracting things. I don't think I did this in the last episode. I did that one in the last episode, but this one down here is new. As you can see, I'm getting a ton of end blocks and stone and everything. But yeah, this will just continuously go down. Past the B area, I made a spot for hostile neural networks over here. I also just made its own reactor because like I didn't really want to pipe it all the way, so I just gave it its own reactor. I have the resources. Okay, we also need a prediction matrix, which allows it to run the simulation. And the prediction matrix, it's a prediction. It's not guaranteed to happen, but when it does happen, you will get the loot based off the mob. And the higher tier prediction or the higher tier data model you have, the more likely it is you get the loot. So I also made the recipe for a prediction matrix. Gosh dang it, these things take forever to break. Are you kidding me? Okay, this thing now has power. So basically what I would do is put the data model in here with the prediction matrices, and then that will give some kind of loot that I put into a loot fabricator. So let's go start building these things, shall we? So using that mod I showed you earlier, mob grinding utils, we can make this glass here, tinted glass, which is tough enough to withstand withers, which basically means we can just trap the wither inside this tinted glass and it won't blow anything up. It'll just stay in there so we can just kill it really fast. So I'm just gonna make like a lot of this stuff. I don't really care. I have the resources. Why are there so many endermen over here? There are so many endermen with their... Why are there so many? There's so many. All right, I'm actually glad I made a lot of this glass because I'm gonna need a lot apparently. I've already used almost all the glass to make this. But yeah, basically I'll just kind of sit in here and I'll throw like the wither spawns on top of, like I'll build the withers on top of these blocks. But yeah, I can use this copy and paste tool now, so I can right click this and then right click this over here. Shift right click and regular right click. That's the two different options. And now that I've copied that, I can go to paste and build on top of it. Boom. Heck yeah. It's just way faster. So much faster. By the way, if you want to know what this thing is, it's the copy and paste gadget. It's really easy to make. You have to charge it using a charger from the same mod, but again, they're really easy to make. All right, let's do this. So let's build our wither, and we need to right click it. Now to level it up, we need to see how many kills are required here. 6. We need to kill him 6 times. So let's kill you. There we go. I didn't get data out of that. Oh, you need the deep learner in your inventory. Oh, okay. Can I just make another one? Oh, I have it. Okay. Okay, so I put this in there. Oh, so I can do multiple at the same time. Okay, cool. So I think I can try to do like multiple at the same time here. Oh, great. Double up, double up, double up. Okay. Oh, I can one-shot a wither with crit. That's awesome. That'll make this way faster. Okay, 4 kills remaining to level it up. Let's just keep killing these things, I guess. Keep spawning them in. Keep killing them. It'll be good. Okay, I leveled it up. Now I need 12 kills to level it up again. Here's some tech I just thought about. Place down all your bases first, and then just copy and paste them. Should save a lot of time building. I leveled this up to superior, and the model accuracy is 65%. We want self-aware. We need 50 more wither kills. Okay, that took about 10 minutes. It didn't actually take that long. Once you copy and paste the soul sand and just throw in the skulls, it doesn't take that long. So we now have 100% accuracy with our wither prediction. So I wonder if I had made 4 wither data models, if I could have done 4 at a time. So yeah, let's throw that in there. Cannot begin simulation, missing prediction matrix. All right, now this is going. I wish I could make this faster. All right, wither prediction and generalized ender prediction. Now we need the loot fabricator. And now I think what I can do is throw in my wither prediction. Oh, and then it just makes them. Okay. So yeah, now we got to automate this. Okay, it's really crammed, but it's functional. The import export is going to import prediction matrices and then export the predictions. Then I just need to do that over here, but this time make it a wither prediction input, and it should just generate the loot. Will it go automatically? So if this runs out, is it gonna cancel? Oh, shoot. Oh, wait, no, it does go automatically, even if it runs out and it gets refilled. Okay, cool. Let's just make a ton of these. I can make 1,000 pretty fast. So that's 1,000 nether stars. How many do I need? That's a lot. I have 122. Let's make this faster. Looks like you can do 4 at a time. That's sick. Okay. If I get multiple deep learners, can I do more than that? Yo, you can do as many as you want. That's sick. Screw it. Let's make 9 Nether Star generators. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, I just realized actually, these loot generators or loot fabricators generate loot faster than these do. So I don't actually need all 9 of these hooked up. Now, just for craps and giggles here, let's do something crazy. 90,000. We need 3,000 glass. Okay. Luckily, I set up this glass generator where basically if I turn this on, it will just push sand from my storage system into the smelter. And I can make a lot of sand. All right, while I'm making 10,000 prediction matrices, and while my sand is smelting, I can use these nether stars to make a reactor upgrade. Right now, I'm on Spirited, which is the second to last tier for the reactors. So for the Powah quest line, we need to make Nitro crystals. Now, we can do it this way, but there's probably a more efficient way to do it, like making these block of Nitro crystals. Oh, you can't do that. Weird. You have to make the Nitro crystals. You can make a Nitro crystal bee. That's cool. Okay, how long does this take to make? Not that long. Still, it'd be cool if I could automate this. All right, we got Nitro crystals. Oh, we got a Nitro energizing rod. Heck yeah. Okay, but before I make a reactor upgrade, it might be best to make Nitro crystal seeds. We're gonna need a lot of Nitro crystals. So instead of making either of those, let's make a way to automatically filter these and craft them. All right, so I'm gonna make a hopper clock that basically pulses and allows the hoppers to put one item in at a time. But I need to see how fast this happens. So with spirited upgrades, it takes about 3 seconds. Okay, let's get this hopper clock set up. All right, let's see if I got the timing efficient. I had to change the hoppers to go out this way, so that way they aren't stacking into each other. They're all going to one output. Also, hopper clock, very simple to make. Just goes into an observer that pulses a redstone to turn it off instead of turning it on. Let's see if I can get this timing right here. All right, flash, blazing crystal, nether star, redstone, and redstone. Okay, does it work? Oh, it gets 2 out at one time. Dang it. Did that just go into a hopper? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try it again, but I'm gonna put the nether stars at the front, and I also made the tick speed slower. Faster. Now does it output 1? Okay, it does. Now I think some of these are gonna go into each other. Okay. All right, let's try this again. Wait for that timer to go off. Okay, nether star, redstone, redstone, blazing crystal. Now it should work. Okay, cool. And it finishes and hopefully gets deposited. Okay, it looks like I need to make this faster because yeah, it's backing up now. All right, let's try this again. I added 4 speed upgrades to these omnidirectional hoppers. Okay, now all the items are in there. It gets energized and pulled out before the next items get there. Cool. Now I'm just gonna sit here and get some nitro crystals. Okay, guys, I made all my nitro crystal. I didn't make all the nitro crystal seeds, but I made a lot, and I actually had enough crystals to where I was able to upgrade all my main pipes over there. Those are nitro pipes and reactors to nitro level. So yeah, we made some pretty good progress there. I did add another cell here because I want to make Nether Star seeds. Now, with these tier 6 seeds, like I said in one episode, you need these special blocks beneath them in order to make them grow. And I can make some of these Nether Star blocks, but I don't know how many I can make. How many? Oh, actually, can I make 40? I can't. I can almost make 40. I'll probably just have half of the cell be Nether Star seeds. So yeah, I just need to get the Nether Star seeds now for this to work. Luckily, Nether Star seeds are actually relatively cheap to make. I'll only need 80 Nether Stars, and we're already up to 5,600. But remember, we still need over 90,000 seeds, so we got a long ways to go. Oh, also, now that we're prioritizing some of all the mod star ingredients, I actually have a chest here where I'm throwing all the ingredients I'm going to need at some point. Can I make my ×6 dirt block yet? I can't. I still need more dirt. Here's something I can actually make now, the Nitro player transmitter. I'm going to need this at some point because there's something I can make called the time wand, which speeds up processes, but it requires energy. And with the Nitro player transmitter, I can automatically transmit power to my inventory. Okay, I need 2 things though. I need a binding card and a player transmitter. I need to make an aerial pearl. Actually, I should make 2 of them because one of these will be an ingredient for the star. The other one will be mine. And I have to right click a zombie or husk. Okay. All right, I found a zombie. I have a single husk spawner with all these piglin spawners, so it might be kind of difficult. There he is. There he is. Husk, husk, husk. Come on. Don't die. Don't die. Okay, I got him. I got him. That's how I make the binding card, and then I have to right click an Enderman with this. Luckily, there are plenty of Endermen out here for some reason. Okay, so do I right click to bind it to me? Yes. Okay, now I just need to upgrade all these to Nitro. I do wish that with this mod, there was a way you could just go from basic to max tier so you don't have to go through all the tiers for crafting. Okay, now I assume I can throw this here. Yeah, and then I place the card in here. And then everything just charges. Yeah, cool. Oh, it used all the power in my reactor. Let me give this thing its own reactor then. I'm pretty sure I have enough crystals to literally make another Nitro reactor. Oh, we have plenty of Nitro crystals. Let's go. Okay, I just set this up down here at my assembler matrix area because I only have 1 channel occupied. So if I throw this down here, it does start to charge. And yeah, this thing holds a lot of energy. Holy crap. All right, cool. 1 more ingredient for all the mod star. All right, guys, I'm going to start just dire things now so we can start getting some better armor. I set up a little room for it all here. So you have to start making this goo, which generates crystals when it consumes items. I already made all the recipes for the goos we will need. I'm going to just instantly go to the Shadow Pole Skull goo, which is the top tier goo. So it looks like the food it needs is skulk. However, I have no idea what type of blocks it consumes. So you can open the Just Dire Things handbook. And it looks like it needs netherite, so I would assume netherite blocks. So do I just do that? Okay. Okay, cool. All that was consumed. Now I break this shadow or raw Eclipse alloy ore. And I need to make an Eclipse alloy ingot, which basically just means I need to smelt it. And then that's how you make the armor. Cool. And tools, I assume. So now what I'm curious about is this active? It's not. So you have to manually feed it every time. I assume that's where these breakers come in to where you can automate this process. Okay, let me go through all these different goo types. Like the first tier is iron, the second tier is gold, and the third tier is diamond. And I want to do that because I think I could make machines to just automate this. And we're going to need to automate ferrocore too in order to get these blanks for upgrades. But it also looks like I can make bees for all of this stuff. All right, I just made another smelting factory so I can smelt all these. All right, I'm going to make the recipes for the simple, or I guess advanced block breakers and advanced block placers. All right, so now I'm going to make an advanced block placer and then an advanced block breaker. And in my mind, I should just be able to do this. Cable these over and then do that. Okay. Oh, it is activated. It's permanently activated. Okay. And then in here, I can probably put like a high fortune pickaxe, which I'm definitely going to do. Okay, now I think I will probably need to add a filter in here where it's raw ferrocore ore, allow list, and then I put this in there, it breaks it. So now if I just keep putting iron in there, do I need it needs to be deny list on this one for some reason. So then what I can do is make an item collector, or I can just make an absorber, which will pull all the items in to the storage system. So again, this area might look kind of messy, but whatever. So the absorption hopper is going to automatically deposit this when it breaks. It worked. Okay, cool. Now I think I am going to actually have to move this over one just in case items fall off to that side. But yeah, this is working. That's automatically placing. That's automatically breaking. So I guess I just have to repeat this 4 times and then make export buses to export items here to automatically get these. Simple. Very simple. All right, this thing is now fully automated. At some point, I am going to get bees for this mod. However, I'll probably do that off camera where I can get all of these ores for bees and then also time crystal bees. But yeah, you also need a simple clicker, so there is a limit to how much, I guess, fuel these blocks have. So you do need a simple clicker, right-clicking the blocks with the desired fuel. So yeah, the ferrocore has 3 placers and breakers. The blaze bloom has 2, and then the void shimmer and Shadow Pulse each have 1. All of it gets absorbed into this hopper and inputted into the system. And then all the ores get exported into here and smelted. So yeah, I can just kind of let this AFK for a bit while I go do some other stuff to get some resources. All right, guys, I'm back, and I'm going to make the Eclipse alloy armor. But really quick, I just wanted to make 80,000 predictions for our 90,000 Nether Stars. And looks like that's actually not that expensive at all. How long is this going to take? That shouldn't be that. That should finish really fast. Okay. So first, we need to make the Eclipse alloy armor, which I can definitely do. Okay, legs, boots, chest plate, and helmet. Now these armors can have upgrades, so I need to make some blank upgrades. All right, I made those blank upgrades. So now that I actually crafted this, I can see the armor, and it is not that much worse than our Supremium armor. And cool, the 80,000 prediction matrices finished. Oh, what's cool also, I'm glad that I made that remote energy transmitter or whatever, because this thing actually takes energy in order to work. Okay, I definitely want a step assist upgrade. So how do I apply upgrades? Smithing table. Okay, so I assume it'd be something like this. All right, let's get all these upgrades. Run speed would be cool. However, I don't know if I actually have potatoes. I do, I have just enough. Oh, I can't do it there. I can do it on the legs, it looks like. Okay, so I think I've installed these, but I have no idea. There's like a way to view your settings to like change the run speed. I have no idea how you do that. It looks like I do have the running perk enabled anyways. So if I throw on the boots, I do automatically step up. Oh, that's going to be so nice. But yeah, the upgrades don't stack. So, but again, I have no idea how you freaking change the running speed. Okay, I bound it to a key, and now it opens up this armor thing where I can click on the armor thing and then adjust the right click for settings. Okay, so can I do that with the chest, with the boots too? I can. Okay, now I also want a walk speed upgrade. Now, can I put that on? I can. Does it go on the boots? No. I can also do swim speed. And then I think now we get into the special abilities section. Okay, I definitely want the debuff remover. All right, I made that one. And then that goes on the helmet. Mind Fog might be cool too. It reduces the detection range of hostile mobs. The invulnerability upgrade is definitely something I want to make. It gives me a few seconds of invulnerability. I don't need to extinguish because I already have fire protection. Provides the player with an elytra. I do want this elytra upgrade for sure. Throw that on my chest plate. Might as well negate fall damage entirely. I assume that goes on the boots. Yep. I definitely want flight. We need 2 end crystals. Some of that phantom membrane I've been collecting. Now I want death protection, but this comes later after I get time crystals. I would like to get this phase where I can walk through blocks. I'm pretty sure I can make that. All right, there we go. I got that. Okay, and then I think for now, that's all I want. Oh, I just walked through everything. What? What the heck? So, can I fly and then do this? Oh, sick. Okay, it might actually be cool to have like some armor trims on this armor. I think that looks sick. I think it looks really cool. Okay, the next thing I want to do is start getting time crystals. Okay, I need to convert a budding amethyst block to a budding time crystal block using shadow pulse goo. I got 1 budding amethyst block. Let's go. All right, so I fed that, and now it is consuming the amethyst. So the time crystal block has to absorb energy from 3 dimensions, the overworld, the nether, and the end. So I have to place the block in the overworld and let it, like, ferment over time, I guess. I don't know. That's a horrible word to use. Yeah, the particles are being absorbed into it. Oh, and I'm going to need a box in order to move it across dimensions. So there's also this thing I can make called the universal universal terminal, which is actually a all the mods star item. But rather than going back to my base to do pattern encoding, I can do everything from here. I can open the crafting or the pattern encoding. Okay, now I think I can combine the 2 I just combined with the pattern access terminal and have all 3. Yes, I can. All right, cool. It changed color. Now let's head to the nether by boxing this up and breaking it. All right, that is absorbing now. Okay, that one changed way faster. Let's box it up and move it to the end. All right, that is now being absorbed. All right, that is also now done. Let's move this back to the overworld before it starts budding. Okay, I'm gonna assume I can hook this up to a growth accelerator. Looks like I probably can. It already used it all. Okay, I got one time cluster out of that. You get one crystal out of all that. And these things don't give anything. Oh my gosh. All right, time to get more time crystals. All right, guys, so I used a tutorial from the YouTuber Pilpo on how to automatically farm these time crystals because, remember, this thing has to go through dimensions. However, I'll link the video down in the description, hopefully I remember. However, I made a little bit of improvements. For example, each dimension has their own dimensional stabilizer. I had to make ender gates, which is basically just wireless power. And I also added a growth accelerator underneath the time crystal, which speeds this thing up dramatically. I am getting time crystals really fast. So once this thing breaks, should be any second now, it will automatically be teleported to the Nether. And normally it takes quite a while for the crystal to age, but what you will notice is once this thing teleports to the Nether and then to the end, it'll come back almost instantly. So I just wanted to show that happening any second now. Yeah, I'm not going to explain how the whole machine works. If you want to make it yourself, you can go watch the tutorial, but I know probably all of you won't care. Also, having time crystals in your inventory will occasionally give you a slowness or speed buff. Really annoying to have. Okay, there. It broke. It went to the Nether. It's back instantly. The growth accelerator with an ender gate on it is a must. If you guys make that farm, don't forget to do that because it just makes it so much faster. Okay, yeah, now I just put an absorption hopper up here into the import bus, so now all the items will get automatically imported into my system. Okay, I still can't make the death protection upgrade because I need totems of undying, so that'll come a little bit down the road. But I can make the time wand. I don't know if the recipe is actually on here. Okay, so the time wand needs forge energy and time fluid. Now what I can do is grab a bucket of water, some polymorphic catalyst. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, the zoom effects are really annoying, I know. Okay, throw the polymorphic fluid in there, and then throw the time crystal in there, and now we get time fluid. So now I can right-click this, and we need to do that 8 times. Okay, I assume these things can't be made into infinite sources. Like, if I use that, dang it, can't be infinite. Okay, so here is where the combs will be exported from these beehives. And if I right-click this, they should export way faster. So, like, yeah, I just have to shift right-click, and it becomes 128. Yeah, look at that. Look at that production rate. So we've only gone through about 10,000 of our prediction matrices, which, by the way, my math was wrong. We need 117,000 Nether Stars. I don't know how my math was wrong, but it was wrong. So I'm going to assume I can use the time thing on this and make it faster. It looks like I can. So let's make one of these faster now. I got to add some acceleration cards to my import system. And yeah, we're able to get those way faster now. Again, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't need these right now. It's just kind of a nice thing to have. These things are actually pretty dang energy intensive. It looks like each time I use the time wand, it only goes up a couple hundred each time anyways. So it might be worth it to just not use the time crystal and just let it build up over time. All right, guys. Well, I think that's all I wanted to do for this episode. It's kind of an interesting episode. We did a lot. I thought it'd be mainly hostile neural networks focused, but it actually turned out to be more just dire things focused. So yeah, off camera, I'm going to get more bees. We need more bees. We need to set up some more bee farms, especially for the just dire things. We can get all the items automatically and faster through bees. And then on top of that, we can just make our bees more efficient in general. So that's probably what I'll do off camera. In the next episode, we're going to start exploring some new dimensions, getting some new gear, and we might even take on another boss. From Cataclysm, we found a couple areas where we could fight a boss, so it might be kind of cool to do one of those. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next episode. Bye-bye.